Yeah, no. So that was, I mean, obviously, so that was like,
Wow. Say something.
Please,
I implore you. Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Two Latin Brothers podcast, the podcast where we talk about entertainment and our day-to-day life, brought to you as a comedy podcast. I'm Victor.
And I'm Adrian.
And we're back at it again with another not vlog. If you aren't aware, we haven't been vlogging for a while.
We haven't even been doing Mondays, or we're kind of, you know.
You guys are going to get stuff hopefully soon, because I'm going to have a week off, and I've been anticipating this week off since week one.
You know what's crazy? It's like he's gonna be like, we're gonna sleep in, it's gonna be exciting, and we're just gonna record every day.
Yeah. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be exciting.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be, I think I've said it's gonna be great, but I think it might just maybe
be more exhausting than when you're in school.
I might be more tired by the time I get back from the so-called break.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, I always find it interesting though when people say break.
Yeah.
That's like hitting code for exhaust yourself until 1 a.m. and then go to bed.
I feel like we talked about this last week.
We kind of did. But I want to go in depth. Let's talk about psychology.
No.
I found this article. No, I'm kidding.
I found this article.
It becomes one of those podcasts.
What?
I found this article.
It's another podcast I talked about it.
Oh my gosh. Imagine we did a skit where it was a podcast about a podcast inside of a podcast.
It's like how people do.
It would just be us doing
It's like how people do podcasts now about TV shows.
Yeah.
And then they'll talk about the TV show, and then the person, they'll have like a guest on from the TV show.
Oh, yeah.
And then that guest will have that person on the podcast, on their personal podcast. So it's like a podcast within a podcast that's also like from a TV show.
Am I canon?
Am I canon? I'm part of the mythos now. It's official.
It's crazy. All right. There's a few things we've done.
Okay.
Kind of.
All right.
Not really. Last week we watched a movie.
Right.
Can't remember the name of it. And you tried remembering this name of the movie. But it's with I really want to say
Michael B. Jordan.
Yes, Michael B. Jordan. And that movie,
Just Mercy.
Just Mercy.
He was gonna search it up.
I Need Mercy. That movie was good.
Yeah. It's based on a true story.
Yeah. It was based on a true story.
Yeah, you know.
Based off, hopefully, real events.
I mean, mostly real. I mean, you know how Hollywood is, you know.
Yeah, they like to spice up.
They gotta make some, you know. They gotta like add a little flavoring, you know, to make it
a little stardust,
you know, to make it more entertaining, you know. They
gotta
turn a corner.
That was a good film.
Yeah, I enjoyed
it. It felt a lot like a John Grisham film.
Yeah, I mean, it did. It totally did. And
it did. Besides the little style that didn't, you know, give me that John Grisham vibe, but the case and the work and it's a good movie.
Yeah,
I give it like an 8 out of 10.
I don't know what it's got on Rotten Tomatoes, but I'd give it like I'd give it an 8, an 8.1.
8.1.
Maybe 8.2.
I feel like if I keep talking, you're gonna go higher.
8.5? No, 8.2. 8.2. I don't give it a 9 because, like, you know, I mean, following the story, you know, unfortunately.
Okay, but like, let's be real here. If you're giving it an 8.2, that's like saying 8.3. But since it's basically 8.3, in reality, that's like an 8.4. So in reality, you should just give it like a 7.
Whoa, what? How are you rewinding these metrics? That doesn't work.
Well, because then you're lying to yourself.
Whoa, what?
No, I'm kidding.
I'm so confused. I don't know what's going on anymore.
Yeah, you're welcome. Guys, welcome to the episode part 2 of Confusion. If you don't know what this is, it's an episode where you have no idea what's going on, but you're in for a ride.
And neither do we. We don't know what's going on.
We don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on. Who knows what's going on? Pikachu. If that doesn't make sense, rewind. No, I'm kidding.
Rewind.
There's like a hidden message within the entire clip. No, I'm kidding.
Cut every third word from everything we've said.
Imagine someone just clicked pause and actually rewinded. And now they're listening through all the way again. And they're like, wait a minute. I spent a good 20 minutes trying to figure this out. And I just psyched myself.
It's only been like 4 realistic. No, it's been like 5 minutes.
Yeah, but if they keep looping back from the moment of, thinking that they missed something,
that'd be pretty funny.
That'd be hilarious. I'd be laughing at you and pointing, just to really dig in.
just to dig deep.
Yeah.
Rise above.
Oh yeah, for sure. Do it. I dare you. I will find. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, whoa.
Yeah, I know. We gotta step back.
Printer retraction there.
Yeah.
So okay, so I had this great bit idea.
Okay.
About the retraction joke we made.
Okay.
How we always go and got a printer retraction.
Yeah, you want to get a printer.
Yeah, I had this. Okay, so I pitched this.
Yeah.
Off the podcast, obviously.
I feel like you did it on podcast.
No, I think I did. I think we did it after the podcast. You think I did it on the podcast? Did you honestly remember? Did we do it on the podcast?
I feel like we did it on the podcast. Go find the episode.
I don't know what.
That's like being the rudest. That's the rudest thing I could do to somebody. Go look back and look for it. I dare you, because I have no idea what episode it is.
You can't be throwing people under the bus.
I dare you. Watch somebody in the comments be like, "I found it." That's in this second.
That's like over like 500 hours of audio.
You got it. You got 24 hours.
Oh my gosh. You know we've done over 24 hours of audio.
Just psyching people. Anyways, your printer idea.
Anyway, so I had this idea. I pitched this idea because I think it was before we had planned the set.
Mm-hmm.
We were planning the set. I was like, I want us to have a printer in the middle, and he goes, why? And I go, so that way every time we make the joke, I got a printer retraction. We just hit print, and it'll print a retraction, and then we just sign it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm like, and then like when we move into a bigger studio, we just have a wall full of printed retractions.
Just get like a collage of like all my retractions, and have like a little desk that comes out of the side. Sign off. Stick it.
This is what I was saying.
They're
right?
all like, it's like a peel paper, so it's like a sticker. Smack it on.
Like that was the running bit, but then we're like, okay, well, I gotta get a printer, and ink's expensive.
Yes.
So
running a podcast does cost my life and time.
It's
yes.
Yeah, it would have been a funny bit, but I feel like it's a little
overboard.
It's a little overboard for
Stay
like a 10
tuned for
second
next
bit.
season when we replace Pikachu with a printer. No, did you miss that? Rewind. Go back. I dare you.
That would be pretty
Full
funny.
circle.
That'd be pretty funny if we did that.
It'd be really funny.
What?
Is if we just did a random frame.
Yeah.
And then just in the middle of the video,
yeah,
we just threw the frame, but make it like 1 second. Just a random frame.
Just like
a random frame. Like, I don't know, maybe something not inappropriate, but like, I don't know, maybe Pikachu facing backwards, just to make the people question all of their reality. And we'll put it randomly in the video so that they have no idea. I feel like this is a great idea.
I feel like now you spoiled it. They're gonna be searching the entire video looking for that frame.
Well, rewind. Maybe you missed it.
I'm not gonna do it.
Welcome to Confusion Part 2.
No, imagine we just didn't do it.
Oh yeah.
They're just scrolling, looking for the frame.
By the end of this episode, I will confirm whether or not we did it. Stay tuned. Or rewind, because that always sounds better. Welcome to Confusion.
So every time you say rewind, you know what I think of?
What?
Okay, you know that Selena movie?
Yeah.
With like the not the TV show, the original movie.
Yeah.
With J-Lo.
Yeah.
When like the bus gets stuck, and the guys who picked her out, they're like, "Was that Selena?" So with an S. Yeah. And then he goes, "Yo, man, rewind."
Yeah.
That's all I'm thinking about.
Roll the clip. No, I'm kidding.
Roll the clip. I can't roll the clip.
Yeah, I know. We don't own.
No, but that's all I'm thinking about now. Oh man. Roll the clip.
Yeah, but this is a Confusion Part 2.
I think we called it Confusion.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, now we're changing it up and using English and calling it Part 2 just to psych all those people.
No, we'll do it in French.
Wouldn't that just be I don't know. I don't speak French. I'm Canadian. Been studying French for 9 years.
Okay. Actually,
ask me how to say.
I have this really funny bit actually that I did with somebody. So I was playing Minecraft like a few days ago.
Yeah.
And to be honest, so we're all on like a Skype call.
Okay.
And we were talking about language for some reason.
Okay.
And then this guy goes, well, it's like in French, and I go, well, do you speak French? And he's like, dude, I'm American. Obviously, I don't speak French. And I go, And he goes, what about you? I'm like, je parle un peu de français. I'm like, no, je parle un peu, beaucoup de français, je parle un peu de français. And then he goes, okay, you can stop that now. That's just weird. And then this other person chimes in. He's like, wait, don't you also speak Spanish? I'm like, sí, también lo hablo. And they go, okay, whoa, bro, rewind, stop.
It's a flex.
What is going on?
Nice flexing.
So it's like I'm just jumping from language to language. And then this one guy follows up with like, how does your brain do that?
Language. 9 years. Honestly, if we let's take a look and throw some shade at the Canadian government.
Throw some shade
At how they teach French
in Ontario.
Right.
What I mean, unless you're in French immersion, they do a good job.
Even some would argue. Even some would argue.
Well, I don't argue with these people.
Well, I discuss with these people.
Right.
I take into consideration. I bring them down.
What are you doing? Polls? Like, what's going on?
I make them take a look at Pikachu and remind them of their rights and freedom. No, I'm kidding.
What is Pikachu got to do with any of this? Rewind.
Anyways, welcome to Confusion, where we go back, rewind, and back into the scene. So I bring these people in. Okay?
Right.
Well, more like I have a discussion with these people sometimes who are in French immersion, and some of these students say that they're being taught in English for like half the time.
Right. Yeah.
Even though it's an immersion.
Right.
Of French.
Right.
Right. So it's like a facade.
Yeah.
You know, they don't get it like that full French.
Right.
It's a lie.
Okay. So let me tell you why.
Because students don't speak French.
No. No. It's because English obviously is taught in English.
Yeah.
Math is taught in English.
Yeah.
And there's another class that's also. I think it's. I don't know if it's the. You know, like geography, but what's it called when you're in elementary school?
Geography?
Yeah.
Social studies?
Yeah, social studies. Man, that really hurt my brain to think
You're
about.
welcome.
So they teach social studies in English, which is also like sort of like geography, and you know the social aspect of life. And then they do.
Didn't teach me anything.
They didn't teach you anything. Well,
no.
They slapped
nothing
them
of the world.
And you know,
I'm
so
lost.
that's three classes, and when you're in elementary school, you carry 6.
Okay.
So you see, so half of the time is in English.
Okay. Well, let me tell you something about the not immersion French.
Right.
Which is called core French.
Right. It's just the core part of French.
It's just the core part of French that was taught repeatedly on repeat, like a Taylor Swift song. And I still learned how to say hello. And for some weird reason, I ended up with "Donde está la biblioteca?" But that's just Spanish. So as you can see,
no joke, bro.
So as you can see, I'm a little messed up.
No joke. When you said that, my brain just was expecting to hear French.
Yeah, I know.
And all I heard was Spanish. My brain just like nodded, and I was like, "Wait a sec."
Yeah. So I'm really messed up. You know what I'm saying? They really hit me with that left curve.
Oh, man.
I dodged. Hopefully. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Pause. Okay.
Rewind.
Wait. Okay, you're good. Welcome to Confusion.
Oh man!
If you haven't gotten the point of this episode, it's the fact that there's a line. It's continuing, but it makes no sense.
All right. No, but what were you saying? It's true because when we were like growing up, the clash of language, like we have gotten to a point now where we can jump interchangeably between them, like seamlessly. Because even though like technically grammatically it's not exactly right, but it still it's understandable enough.
Yeah.
And I used to do this
theoretically speaking.
Yeah.
Yo te estoy hablando completely fine.
Right. And obviously I used to do this at my placement all the time when I was in college because there's a lot of people who spoke Spanish there, and you know we're working into immigration, so obviously there's people who speak Spanish coming into the office anyway.
Yeah.
So I would do this all the time, jump back and forth. And one of the employees there, he only spoke English. He turned and looked at me. He goes, "Yeah, I don't know what's going on anymore."
Yeah.
He's like, I keep turning to look at you, expecting to hear English, and then the words coming out of your mouth aren't. So I've just given. I don't know what's going on anymore.
Yeah, I feel like the whole French curriculum should be restructured, honestly.
Yeah,
because this is what I remember learning French in. Okay,
yeah.
So kindergarten was weeks,
right?
What the weather was, and the time. Okay. That was kindergarten, and I could even dare say grade 3. So that was the first 3 years.
Okay, do you know the days of the week in French?
Yeah.
What's Tuesday?
Mardi? I can't remember. Lundi, mardi, mercredi. Oh my gosh, he's quizzing me. See, welcome to confusion, where now I'm just genuinely confused. I've forgotten my French, man. I haven't done French since grade 8.
So this is what I'm getting
grade
at.
9.
Okay, so for me, I'd say the best French class I ever had wasn't until I got to like high school. Like grade 9 French in high school
was the most productive French.
Yeah, was the most productive French I ever learned, because all of that, like all like from kindergarten, which is like like preschool for the Americans, and for everybody else, I don't know what you guys call it. So we have from preschool all the way to grade 8 is like, it's like filler until you get to grade 9.
So you're telling me I'm watching Naruto?
Yeah, no, you're watching Boruto.
Oh man.
So
only our anime fan. If you're an anime fan, you got it.
You get that joke.
That
anyway.
was for you.
So so anyway, I'm lagging here. No, so
we're still in this space.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe you should progress it.
Yeah, so from grade 8 from kindergarten to grade 8, it's just filler. And then when you get to grade,
I really want to zoom in on this hand gesture.
Then when you get to grade 9, that's like the real stuff. That's okay. Start teaching you like the vocab and the vocab and the grammar and the way the conjugations work, and like.
Okay, let me stop you right there.
Yeah.
Rewind back to me.
Okay.
I don't actually rewind.
Yeah, go.
Okay, so for me.
Yeah.
Grade 7.
Yeah.
And 8, it was just verb conjugation.
Really?
That's all it was.
I mean, maybe
they didn't teach me anything else besides verb conjugation. And then I have tests on verb conjugation. And here's the thing, though. I was being taught the conjugation.
Mm-hmm.
I memorized the conjugation.
Right.
That I memorized the meaning.
Right, obviously.
No. I memorized how to write letters. I didn't memorize what it meant, though. So, you see, that's what I mean, though.
Okay, so
I was thrown in.
Okay.
I was thrown in to write.
Right.
Not to comprehend.
Right.
And I feel our focus.
Yeah. Should have been to comprehend.
The comprehension of what that verb means. And yes, we were told what it is. And when you look it up in the dictionary, you get the meaning.
Right. Okay. So here's the thing. Okay. So for me, maybe they did teach me that in grade 7 and 8. Mm. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I sat at the back of the class, and I'm gonna be honest with you.
You know what? Just get rid of passing every student.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. Oh, thanks, bro. Throw me under the bus like that. No joke. Okay.
Passing every student back then.
No, but they're still doing that.
What do you mean?
They're still passing students anyway.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so what was So for those who don't know, in Canada,
in America,
North America, in the north of America,
the north.
And
welcome to Iqaluit, where this is pointless. You don't need French.
They do speak French anyway. No.
Have you seen the $55 Coca-Cola?
Whoa, machine? Stop. They've seen those $20 oranges.
Okay, anyway. It's not a joke.
Anyway,
that's real.
Getting to the
okay.
It's because it's so far. Anyway, but they get paid good. Anyway, but the thing is, for a lot of us, especially in elementary school, if you do poorly, they pass. It's not that they pass you. They just they give you like a D- or like a.
It's a pity mark.
It's a pity mark, and then they go needs improvement on this for like the next teacher.
If my grades could reflect.
Anyway, here's the thing. Okay, so let me finish explaining this. So the reason they do this is because I don't know if it's true. I've never actually looked into this, but apparently they say that or no, they put an R.
Okay.
If you I
could have made a joke just now. I chose not to.
It's not politically correct to say that anymore. But
wow,
they put
help me like that.
And they put an R. Anyway, so they put an R, and that's like the pretty grade, and then or they put an NA for not available. I know this because
my intellect is just.
I've gotten okay. So I've gotten both of those. So
I thought it was not applicable.
No, I've gotten both of those. So I know. Okay. So
he got the
R and the NA.
Okay.
So
not available.
Apparently it's not available. So
what are you? That's like some kind of hard drive corrupted file. Not available.
Apparently my disc in my head is just sticking.
Yeah, corrupted.
Anyway, so they do this right, and then they move you up to next level because there was a study done back in the like mid 90s.
Okay.
That found that it's better to keep the student with his age group than hold them back.
Yeah.
Because it what ends up happening is you end up preventing
development.
Yeah, social development. You slow down social development, and social development is more important than educational development apparently. So I don't know. I mean, we live in a socialist country, so I guess that kind of makes sense. But at the same time, you end up with people who get to high school and they don't know their times tables.
Yeah.
So like you have 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds who don't know how to do times tables without a calculator.
Yeah.
So like
here's the problem.
Yeah.
As soon as you're thrown into high school, they tell you need a calculator.
Right. But then the thing is, in high school, there's no more hand holding.
Yeah.
They just kind of go, you failed that, you got to do it again.
Yeah.
Right. So then you enter the real world and you're like, oh, wait a sec. What just happened?
Yeah. I remember how by grade 10, most students have already failed at least one class.
Yeah. When I was in grade 9, there was a guy who was in grade 11 doing grade 9 English.
Yeah.
Because he had failed it twice. And I was like, wow, that's...
Wow.
And I was like, I remember having a conversation with the teacher at the time, like what? Well, I'm like, isn't he like in grade 11? And she goes, yeah. And I go, what happened? It's like, well, when he was in grade 9, apparently how the story goes is, and I don't think you're supposed to tell him, but you told me anyway.
I don't think you're supposed to tell the audience, but tell me.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell the audience anyway. I mean, it's been long enough now. The only people who remember this are the people who are not in that grade 9 class, and there was like 15 of us. Anyway,
you know who you are.
You're not listening to this anyway, so
you don't know.
That'd be kind of funny. Anyway, what was I saying? No, so apparently when he was in grade 9, he got like really sick.
Okay.
And he missed like over half of the semester.
Okay.
So that's why he failed. He failed apparently like all his classes.
Okay.
And then in grade 10, he just never showed up apparently. He just didn't exist.
Yeah.
For most of grade 10. So that's why in grade 11 he was doing grade 9 English. Apparently he was in a bunch of other grade 9 classes as well that I didn't have him. I only had him in English, but there was a guy in that class who had him in science, had him in English, and had him in, I think it's like some like gym class.
Point is, he was doing his time.
Yeah, he was, he was doing it. But I mean, obviously,
it's just a reflection to how much students neglect learning in those early stages.
Right. Well, it's also true that like we kind of take it for granted.
Yeah.
Because everybody's doing it.
Oh yeah.
Like you're in like okay, you know what? We'll be right back after this commercial break.
This podcast is brought to you in part by Two Latin Brothers Podcast. You thought there wouldn't be a commercial, but there is. So make sure to follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. We'll see you guys right now.
Welcome back. We ran away.
Yeah, for like a split second. What was I saying?
Yes.
I want you all to know that it's been like 4 hours since
guys, it's been
sitting here. So
I've been wearing the same sweater for the last, I want to say decade. No, I'm kidding.
Whoa, okay.
We haven't even been going for that long, but welcome to Confusion, the episode.
We're still confused. So what was I saying?
I don't know. That's the whole point.
I mean, it's been that long. I don't know what's going on. No, okay. So I was saying something about high school. Okay, no. What I was gonna say is like, because we're neglectful and stuff, because we're all surrounded, in this environment where everyone's doing school. Yeah, we kind of take it for granted because, like, I remember hearing stories like people like, yeah, like a cousin can't afford to go to school, or like, like someone else's family in like whatever country.
See, but like even then, it's not like I feel like it's not the fact that we're taking it for granted. I use that word, but I shouldn't. I should have said we weren't woke.
We weren't woke.
We were not woke to the fact that we were receiving.
That sounds woke, bro. Huh? That sounds woke.
I know. Welcome to Confusion, where I'm actually woke, and this whole thing isn't confusing.
It's all a facade.
It's all a facade. Rewind.
Stop rewinding.
No, I'm kidding.
It's
Don't
just
do
a commercial.
That. It helps the views. Restart. Click. If you're watching this on a laptop, click 0 now. Don't tell them. Don't tell them.
If you're watching this on a laptop, right click and hit loop.
Do that too. But click 0. Don't tell them. Anyways. It's the fact that we're not woke on our education.
Right.
We're not woke at the fact that we're receiving knowledge.
Right. Yeah.
And I've talked about this before, how it took me so long to realize that the fact that I was going into a building for so long was the fact that I was being taught stuff.
Yeah. I'm convinced that from like grade 1 to like grade 5.
Yeah.
I was going to hang out with my friends.
Yeah.
I wasn't learning anything. I was
agree.
just like going to hang out with my friends.
Yeah. I was going to hang out with my friends.
Like, that's what it was all about, man. It was just like hang out with my friends, get all done. You know,
like
fun.
Honestly, I think back, and I don't remember learning anything. I remember going out and hanging out with my friends.
Well, I remember in grade 5, I started reading a lot because I discovered. Okay, so
you discovered.
No, I think I've talked about this before.
You have.
To nauseam at this point, probably.
Yes.
Where obviously I'm dyslexic, so I make the joke I can't read a lot. For those who don't know, that's why. That's what's happening. But in grade 5, I really tried to like learn how to approach it because I got to a point where I was getting embarrassed that like, you know what, like we're all reading a book together in class, and teacher goes, "Yo, you want to read it?" And we'd all get one pass. And because there were so many of us in the class, I could say pass, and then she'd start the cycle again, and the class would end before she'd get to me again.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, so I never read out loud in front of the class.
Yeah. I don't like when teachers do that though, because there's some teachers they're like, everyone gets one pass. Yeah. And then I pass 3 days in a row. Yeah. And then they're like, you passed the last 3 times, you can't pass anymore. I'm following your rules. Yeah. You set these guidelines. Yeah. You're telling me it's a lie.
Well, anyway, so I never got called out for obvious reasons, right? Because they knew why I was passing. And I felt kind of embarrassed about that because I had like some of my friends would call me on there, "Yo, man, you've never read it out loud in class." And I'd be like, "Well, why do you care?" You know? Like it was one of those, especially because like we're all guys, so like it's like, well, what is this? So what are we talking about right now? Like, what's going on? So it became a whole thing, and I remember we had to, So I'm like, I need to figure out this reading thing, and I figured it out now. Mm-hmm. So I started like, I picked up a book.
Wow. Yeah. Forget the papayas. We found a book. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, so I picked up a book. I can't remember what the first book was. I think it was a Charlie Bone book. I can't remember the author right now. But that book series,
Imagine his name was Arthur. No, I'm kidding. Can't remember the author. Every day.
So I read through like Charlie Bone series. I read all of them. Actually, when I was in grade 10, I believe the last one of that book series came out. Yeah. So like I still like I kind of kept up with it, and I read all of them, and I mean it was pretty good. I mean, from what I can vaguely remember. Yeah. But those kind of like encouraged me. And then and then once you figure out this reading thing, it's kind of crazy because then you go deep dives. So then you end up reading like all the big series, all the big graphic novels. You jump into comic books. You jump into like all this stuff, right? And then I'm just consuming like literature at a rate that these writers can't write fast enough for. Mm-hmm. So like now I'm sitting here waiting for the 5th book of the Stormlight Archive from Brandon Sanderson, which I mean the 4th brick, my guy, but like wow. Anyway, so like now I'm just sitting here waiting for the but he said it'd be 10 books. So anyway, but these are sorts of things that happen now, right? Yeah. Like I'm invested.
I'm not.
Like I'm deep in it,
I'm deep out.
Same thing with like, and then you tackle Harry Potter. Oh. You tackle or the Phoenix Man. Like the way that the hardcover. I could
use that as a house foundation.
Yeah, and I'm saying the hardcover one of Order of the Phoenix. Yeah. You could use those as bricks, like literal. Like you could stack them and build a house.
I'm telling you. The foundation of this house. No, it's built off that one.
But it was like that, right? Then you tackle Lord of the Rings, the Wheel of Time, all these like big series. Yeah. I even read the Twilight ones. Like I read.
I couldn't do it
when I was the Hunger Games. Like what was the other one? There was another one. I was I can't remember. There's just a bunch, right?
Divergent.
Right, the Divergent series, like all of these books that came out, right? Like
Maze Runner.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that was grade 8 for me.
And then you go back to fantasy. So then you're reading Percy Jackson.
Right, and that was grade 6.
Yeah, okay, well, anyways, there's some good books out there.
Yeah. So there's obviously, you fall into the tapestry.
Yeah.
The tapestry. Honestly, okay, I was kind of upset with the tapestry. Okay, because it was 2 writers, and they had like a falling out after the second book.
Okay, listen.
So like,
listen. When 2 authors find something,
I was gonna say every James Patterson book. So I read all of what was the series called?
Maximum Ride.
Yeah, Maximum. But I didn't start with Maximum Ride.
You started with
Daniel X.
Yeah,
Daniel X was how I started with James Patterson, and then I kind of sort of when I was like later on, like 15, 16, I got into John Grisham. It's pretty good. Yeah,
there's some good.
Yeah,
there's some real good.
I mean, they're mostly plot. And then when I got to, and then like, that's when I started reading.
Don't tell me you got into Stephen King.
No, I've only read, actually, I don't think I've ever read. I've read like the first chapter of a Stephen King book, but I've never gone past like the first chapter. Cause I don't know. It's just that sort of genre never really caught my attention. So like, I
no hate.
Yeah, honestly.
Just preference.
I don't know.
2 minutes later,
I feel like maybe
he was found. No, I'm kidding.
No, I feel like his style of writing just never caught my attention for some reason. It just wasn't for me. And so, but obviously, there's like, there's a lot of stuff, man.
There's a lot of good and a lot of awful books out there.
Right, and then like,
and then there's also some books you wish you had a visual for, because you're like, oh man, this would be great, like this would be amazing, and then you're like, but I don't want it to be at the same time, so you're like, they're gonna ruin it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the Hunger Games. There's like, there's a lot of the Hunger Games that was cut out from the film. Like some of the details, like the pin with the mockingbird, like there's so many details that were just like, we're scrapping this.
Yeah, like one of the book covers was literally.
Yeah. It was the first one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just they just scrap it. But obviously there's a lot of like books out there and a lot of stuff. And as I've gotten older, I've started reading more adult books.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, now the other thing is like now as an adult I don't really read books.
Yeah.
I listen to them.
Yeah.
So I'm like
he's moving with the times.
Well, no, it's just because it's easier for me.
Yeah, you can multitask and listen.
Yeah, so
tune in when you want.
Yeah.
Just like us. Welcome to Confusion. I don't know if you've realized this, but we kind of derailed the whole confusion thing. So to confuse you, rewind. We did it. We put a frame. You don't know where. No one knows where. Was it in the middle of the commercial break that you skipped? You don't know. We don't know. I genuinely don't know because we haven't done it yet. See, this is all a part of the theme. We're genuinely confused. And we'll catch you guys on... No, I'm kidding.
Whoa. Cutting it early there.
Yeah, I know, right?
No, so that was, I mean, obviously, so that was like...
Wow. Say something. Please, I implore you. The floor is yours.
I just broke down my reading history.
Wow. I feel like there was a lot more in there that you missed.
Probably, like...
all the comic books. Endless...
Oh, I also got into reading manga.
That too.
I got into manga.
You know what? I'm realizing how much I spent my time looking at dead trees.
I'm realizing that
it's like that one meme where it's just like reading a book is staring at a bunch of dead sheets of tree and hallucinating.
Staring at a bunch of dead trees and hallucinating.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very true. I mean, it's very, very
If you think about it at its base form,
yeah.
You're looking at a bunch of dead tree and hallucinating.
Yeah, it's very
and
true.
You didn't need true... Retract that.
I mean...
Rewind! No, I'm kidding.
I'm leaving that in.
Yeah.
No, so, we...
We know our audience.
We, obviously, there's a lot of books I jumped over.
Yeah.
Obviously, because it's just, there's too much.
If you would like to give us an honorable mention, please leave down a comment down below or leave it up above.
Yeah,
I don't know how you're gonna do that.
There's a lot of books that like a lot of book series I skipped over and some of them like for me honestly like I remember I read the Twilight series because of high school.
Yeah.
I
didn't read it because of high school.
You read it just
I read it just for the sake of it.
Like the first one?
Yeah.
Did you read all of it?
Yeah.
Did you read all of them?
No. I could not put myself through that. I'm like, well, I started the first one.
Okay, look,
listen, I got through the first one.
Yeah.
Only because
the
willpower of my force was strong enough to push me forward. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, so
I get a lot of hate for that one.
I had to read it actually, and then I had to read To Kill a Mockingbird, and then I had to read.
Oh, that's a good book. Wow.
Okay, so To Kill a Mockingbird though, it's honestly build up for like the last 2 to 3 chapters.
Oh yeah.
The last 2 to 3 chapters, you're just like, wow, it's all worth it. But like the beginning is so dry, you're like, I don't care about it. It's,
but
like
it's over good,
and then the ending is like
good build up. You really need to push through to get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Oh, it's really funny. I remember we had to write an essay about after we read To Kill a Mockingbird.
Mm-hmm.
We had to write an essay, and me and this girl in grade, we were like brainstorming on this whiteboard, and our teacher, she's like, you guys can't write the essay together. And I'm like, it's okay. And then she goes, what? I'm like, yep. And then she goes, and then like she left. She came back, and the whiteboard is just full of information from the book. She said, guys, you can't write this together. And we're like, yeah, we know. Don't worry about it. And then she comes back, and like my friend's taking photos on the whiteboard. And she's like, guys, you can't write the. And we're like, I know. And she goes, what? I'm like, yeah, that was just a brainstorming session. For what? For all the key points in the book. And she goes, okay. And I'm like, she's going to take the positive side. I'm going to take the negative side.
Yeah.
And she goes, what? I know everything she's going to put in her essay. She has no idea what I'm going to put in mine. Yeah. And then the girl goes, hey, I'm like, that's just how it goes. And I walked away.
Yeah.
I got 100 on that.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. And then you got like your Shakespeareans.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Shakespeare. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The guy with the shaking spear.
You know? Yeah. Oh, yeah. The what? It was like Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah. Macbeth.
Othello.
Yeah.
I never forget my grade 11 communications teacher.
Yeah.
She's like, Adrian, you're just like Cassio from Othello.
Yeah.
And I was like, excuse me? And she goes,
yeah.
Yeah. She's like, cause like you play as like the calm, cool guy.
But villain.
She's like, but deep down, we all know you scheming about something.
Oh,
like,
he's scheming.
And then I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, there's something going on like in the back. She's like, sometimes I feel like you're like 6 to 5 moves ahead.
What other book was I forced into? Q for Treason.
Q for Treason was one of those.
When I read that book way back when, we made a joke about treason, about the queen, and how you may she rest in peace.
Yeah.
But the queen.
and what it would take to
commit treason, and with the paperclip is what we concluded. Yeah. It's all it takes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Betray the crown.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I'm not endorsing betraying the. I'm just. Wow, I'm really hurting myself.
He's endorsing it?
No, I'm not. I'm really not.
Retraction.
I would like to formally say I am not promoting what he just said. Who said that? Anyways, I'm gonna gaslight our audience.
He's digging a hole now.
Oh no. Let me make a quick phone call for legal counsel.
No, so you're on the podcast.
Yeah. What was it? Yeah. Q for Treason.
Oh man, that's nostalgic.
There was another one. Oh, I know the name of that book.
Great. Well,
the one with the people and the island and the
people,
the boys and the island and they have to like survive.
I know what book you're talking about. What the conch?
Yes.
Gosh, what's it called?
Oh my goodness! Something flies.
Lord of the Flies.
Lord of the Flies. He's got it. He's got it. Yes, he's a winner. You win nothing.
Yeah, that was grade 11 for
but
me.
my time and affection.
That was grade 10 or was grade 11? I don't remember.
I don't know.
I just remember I read it.
Yeah. What else did I read? I read. What was I forced into?
Okay, but honestly, a lot of these books, like, they do make you reflect on certain things.
Oh yeah.
Like To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of like racist elements.
Oh yeah.
Like, and
a lot of understanding social construct and how it affects community.
The community as a whole.
Yeah.
Right. So obviously, it's very especially for a 14-year-old.
Oh yeah.
Like, especially because I guess for us,
I don't know. For me, I just really enjoyed the book.
Yeah. No, but I mean, as you get older and you kind of like you kind of join society, you know, like I feel like you really start to join society at college or university level, because you start to pay attention more to the political aspects, and
I guess,
you know, like that's when your advocacy kind of kicks in, and you're like, gotta go protest, you know, gotta go to the man, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
don't be radical.
But it's a whole thing, right?
Yeah.
But I find that like a lot of those things kind of gave me a basis for a lot of these thoughts, especially because I ended up, especially I guess for me, in the places where I ended up like working or doing placements in, where a lot of these people, they coming from countries and places where they've been persecuted just for existing, right?
Oh yeah.
So obviously it was kind of like interesting, like, wow, like, you know, and just to hear their stories and for them to share, and this is taking a 180, and I don't even know how we got here.
I don't know what this is. Continue.
Anyway, but as an adult now, like when you reflect on it, it's like, wow, like they were teaching.
It's like, wow.
No, they were teaching me about it at 14.
Yeah.
Like almost 9 years into the future, I'm still thinking about it.
Yeah.
You know, like
because it's a good book.
Yeah.
It was well designed, well articulated, tells the story, the full story. You know.
You know what's crazy about To Kill a Mockingbird?
What?
The movie we talked about at the beginning of this podcast.
Oh my gosh, guys! Full circle. He's doing it. Give it a sec. Go.
The movie that we talked about in the beginning of this episode takes place in the exact town where To Kill a Mockingbird takes place.
Yeah. And you can still see racism.
Yep.
After the hardships, after the heartache, after all the work put in, still, men, women, children, somehow pulled it out of their to be a racist.
No, honestly, like it's really sad, you know, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah, it really is. I don't know how we got to this level of, you know, we're a comedy podcast.
It's because we were trying. No. What happened was we were trying to kill Mockingbird. To Kill a Mockingbird, it's just
serious.
It's too serious of a book to talk about.
On a comedy podcast?
No, yeah, on a comedy podcast.
See, like, why would you do that to me?
You're the one who brought it up.
Okay. No.
Yeah, you were the one who brought it up. I'm pretty sure it was you because you were the one.
Nope. You did. You brought it up.
No, because you said all the books I was forced into.
Yeah, and then you brought up the book that you were forced.
Okay, well.
Full circle. Rewind. Prove me wrong. Also, if you found that clip, you know, just timestamp it, leave a comment down below, and maybe, you know, I'll give you a thumbs up. Or you can also take it as a segue into asking us what you want us to talk about or what you want our opinion about, because I love to talk, clearly. This is what we do, kind of, you know, sort of, maybe. I don't know. Someone please stop me. No, but this is what we do, and we like to give you our opinions, whether you agree with them or disagree with them or don't like them. Or I love how I'm giving all the negatives right out of the way.
Oh, what is it? Like, who?
You don't have to agree with me for me to be right. I mean, whoa.
No, I can't remember who it was. Where it's like, where someone was, I think it was a comedian who's like, someone was saying how I that's offensive.
Mm-hmm.
No. It should be I'm offended because you're giving me your opinion on how what I just said is offensive to you.
Yeah.
Like to you specifically.
Yeah.
He's like, and I think that's wrong. He's like, because especially if you're at a comedy show and I say something that comes off as offensive to you, mind you, he's like, we're at a comedy show and it should be understood that I'm going to make fun of everything and anything that's in this room. Like if you spill a cup of water, I'm going to make a joke about it.
I'm going to make a joke about it and I'm going to put you on the spot. You signed up for this.
Yeah, you basically signed away permission. To laugh at anything the moment you walked in through the door and you bought my ticket.
Honestly, any atmosphere, comedy related.
Yeah.
As long as it's not done harshly, you know, because some people are blunt.
Yeah.
And that's just poor comedy, poor etiquette. Go away. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want you. That kind of comedy, not really comedy, you know? Mm-hmm. You have to have a good segue into your bit, you know, form it, structure it. Because you can't just go around being like cancer. You're going to get canceled. You can't go around being like Twin Towers. You're going to get canceled. That's the only things people sway away from.
There's a comedian who he's actually like a cancer survivor.
Yeah.
And he calls it the big C.
Oh. And the little?
I don't know what that's about. I don't ask those questions.
Anyways, we're going to wrap it up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode of Confusion Part 2. If you'd like to observe Confusion 1, it's actually called Confusión.
And it's audio.
And it's an old one.
I think it's just audio.
It's just audio. So, you know, appreciate the fact that I was in my youth. For all of those who know that I have this podcast. And, you know, get some perspective on how lost of a child I once was and still am.
Anyways, I love how I tried to give deep insight and you just went like, I'm just totally lost. Yeah. I don't know what's going on.
Okay. What was I doing?
I don't know what's going on.
Anyways, guys, this has been Two Latin Brothers Podcast. Everything's always in the description, whether it be up, down, left, or right. Make sure to share with your grandmother, share with your rooster, share with your donkey, share with your chinchilla. I don't care what you share with. Just share with everybody and everything. And we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Bye.